Coach, welcome to the post-match conference.
Thanks, Shoops.
Just your review of the match.
Yeah, good evening to members of the media. This is probably going to be the shortest press conference ever because I don't want to get into trouble. The least I say, the better. I've seen some amazing things this whole week in South African football. Some amazing things.
Questions from the floor. Welcome back, Karao. Thank you, sir.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Coach. Good evening. I'm not sure to say unlucky on the result.
Good evening, sir.
Coach, can I just take you through the context of your season so far? August, 7 games, 630 minutes. September, 6 games, 540 minutes. October, 5 games, 450 minutes. 450 minutes in November, 630 minutes. It's unheard of. It has never happened in the history of the PSL or any other teams in Europe. The highest at this time of the season is 26. It defies logic, it defies science as well. Can you just take us through how you managed to do that up until the season? Because it's unheard of, and your thoughts and feelings on the season thus far.
No, there's experts that feel that the team is not tired. There's experts. So if there's experts that know better, then it's okay. All right. You've said it. I didn't say it. I heard Hugo Bros say it. He said when the Sundowns players came to his camp, the previous camp, they were mentally exhausted. I've never complained about exhaustion. I've never complained about the number of games. I've never said a word. But I've heard people telling me that we can't use the number of games as an excuse. And they are right, because they know better. They are the experts.
Next question, if I can see hands or I can just... Thank you.
Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You just made the signing from Chico United.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit of background. Assuming the Sundowns now, they've taken another, maybe credit to the scouting. I don't think some of us were waiting for that signing. Maybe can you just take us through the reason?
No, well, the challenge is that we, in almost every other position, we've got two players, except right back, and we've only got Mudau. We've got Tapelo, but my feelings about Tapelo's position is completely different to what I think. I don't think Tapelo, in the way we play, when I envisage the team, is a right back. This is when I envisage the team. When I look at the team and I try to, he doesn't fit into right back in my mind. And so it's been very difficult also to rest Mudau or to play without Mudau when he's suffered from injury. So Zuko, we followed a little bit. A lot of credit must go to as you say, the scouting department, our sporting director and his assistant, and the data department, and also to the technical team and the coaches for the work that they've done in analyzing. And then the club for securing a talent that I think is very promising.
Coach,
Davi.
just to go back on the game, the opportunities, yes, they were there, but how do you reflect? Just to reflect on the game as a whole today. And I know you don't want to touch on the touchy subject, but it's also there, the issue of the disallowed goal.
No, but I think Mshishi's situation early in the first half is a situation that leads to a goal. And then the game is different. If the opponent stays at 0-0 and they clearly are here for a 0-0, and the longer it goes, it's 0-0, of course it's going to have a problem. And we struggled a little bit with the rhythm and the tempo at times in the first half. But I think if I don't like to talk about refereeing decisions. I don't like to. But that situation changes the game completely. And for it not to even be a foul is shocking. Is really, really shocking. And then the game goes 0-0, and then it's fouls, and then it's time wasting, and then it's this, and then it's that, and then it's Yeah, so it's sad that we have to close 2023 with the South African public having to witness that. That for me is poor advertisement for South African football in general. But yeah, well, let's not be greedy. Let's take the point and move on, and that's all.
Coach, Lawrence from the
Hi, Lawrence.
Just for the sake of transparency, it's not just directed to Sundowns, but many clubs. Coach, when he named the AFCON squad, he said there was people who were injured, like Mahela, Ox, Batusi, and we see them all returning just before AFCON. Is it a case of nobody within SAFA or the national team contacting you guys as clubs to find out whether these guys will be available, because they were seemingly important parts of the national team going to AFCON?
It's a beautiful question, Lawrence, but I think this 90 minutes that we've just witnessed has shown you how much work I've got to do. So I don't want to focus on things that are not my job. It's not my job. SAFA, whatever happens at SAFA is not my job. And I'd rather not answer that question.
Thanks, Roops. Evening, Coach.
Oh, good evening, Kent.
Yeah, I always try to look at the bigger picture, and I'm trying to. I know you said at the beginning that it will be the shortest press conference because you don't want to fully express how you feel. But like, if I can try to pull you into looking at the bigger picture. First two match blocks were perfect, 100%. This match block, 5 points. Still have 2 games to play in this match block and achieve your target of double figures. Do you maybe look at something like that and say, you just said now like you have a big job to do, judging from how this game went. Do you look at it and say, at least there's a positive on top of what you're going to work on?
Yeah, I want to watch the game again. I get the feeling that we could have played with a more consistent rhythm to keep the stove hot in the first half. I think sometimes we allowed the game to go in a direction that Polokwane City wanted. In the first half, I thought we were much better in the second half. I thought the lines were a lot closer to the box. And then and then you free up either a River or a Grant, because Mafumo has to mark one of the centre backs, and Otolani when he came on, and then you've got to. That's why I tried to bring in Obas as a centre back that can also use the ball also just as well as River, because that's where the spaces were. They were on this side and not on the other side. And also sometimes even when you had that possibilities, I thought we made too many movements towards the ball. And then we addressed that at half time. It looked a little bit better in the second half. We kept the stove hot. We played around the box. It's a game that when I looked a little bit at the stats, stats don't always reveal everything, but I think if you look 72% ball possession, 700 and something passes, 10 shots at goal, maybe you unhappy because only 2 were on target, So that's football. From a performance perspective, what I can control is our performance and our way of trying to do things, and for sure, I think we can get better. The break will help a little bit to try to rest, also from a psychological perspective. Yeah, it's all I can say to the Sundowns fans is they need to buckle up now. It's just buckle up. It's going to be a very, very difficult ride towards the end of the season. Buckle up.
Can you allow me a follow-up question to you? Sorry?
You can.
I can. Thank you so much, sir.
Then we'll take that last round of questions follow.
Thank you so much. Coach, judging on what you just said to me now, as a principal, I don't like asking coaches too much about their tactics because...
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
But I'm sure you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
From what you just said now, From where I was sitting, it seemed as if like Polokwane City were happy to get the ball centrally just to suck it in a bit. Were you not tempted to maybe like search for a bit more width?
No, I don't like width. I don't like width. I think you have to, defend the way you attack, and you have to attack the way you defend. And I think when you attack with a lot more width, you stretch yourself horizontally. It means that you've got a team that is got lots of gaps between it when you turn over possession. So I don't like width. The draws that we've had this month, 3-0 draws. There's a reason behind that. It's not that we are keeping the ball all the time. It's because when we lose the ball, we've got numbers around it. So I don't like width. I don't like the opponent having an extra player, and the touchline is an extra player, and the touchline only plays out of possession. You can't only in five-a-side and small-sided. The indoor football, the wall is a teammate. In possession, you can bounce the pass to the wall and you can get a 1-2. You can't pass the ball to a touchline. It will go out of play. So when you play close to the touchline, you must know that the defenders or the team that is out of possession has an extra player. So it's 12 versus 11. So I don't like that. It's my personal preference. And that's how I see football. That's how I feel about football. And I try to minimize anyway those possibilities. And on top of that, there's no goal there's a corner flag on the side. There's no goal post on the side. So where are you going to the side?
I'm happy with your answer.
I'm very happy you are happy with my answer. I try to please, sir. No, look, look, you watched probably the best game, the most important tactical battle of football this last week, Fluminense versus Man City. You did. The average age of Fluminense is what?
Within the 30s.
Yeah, and where did they play most of their balls? On the sides. Why? Because they don't have the legs to press. So they use the touchline to press. Where did Man City use the ball? On the inside. Why? Because they've got a younger team that can counter press and run and cover meters and press and go directly towards. It's the shortest route to goal. So where playing against a reinforced defensive block is the hardest thing ever. There's a lot of things that you've got to do. A lot of things. It includes trying to dribble, and then when you dribble, there's a very, very high chance of turnovers. And that's what Lucas was trying, Maseko was trying. It's not easy. Mshishi was trying. It's very difficult. And then you've also got to take shots from range because there could be deflections and things like that, corner kicks, free kicks, blah, 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 blah. You've also got to find possibilities with creativity. So you're thinking about the diagonal dodge, you're thinking about the dodge, you're thinking about through passes, third man runs, and those type of things. There's quite a lot of things that you can try to find as solutions to beat a reinforced block, which is the hardest thing in football anyway. And then when the team plays with a low block, one of the things that you need to play against a low block is always interrupt the rhythm and the intensity of the opponent. And that's what Polokwane City did very, very well with the assistance of the referees. So it becomes a very, very difficult game. And you can't ask the players to go to the sides because there's space on the sides. It's space on the sides, but there's an opponent on the sides. So,
Thank you, Coach. Bahlele,
Coach, just following in Garawa's big footsteps. After 60 matches in a calendar year and 30 in 5 months, I don't have a medical qualification, but it goes without saying that you guys must be tired. And specifically for you, I know you work hard and you obsess about these things, and not obsessed in a bad way. I just want to check, Coach. Will you take at least 2 or 3 days off and just switch off and just Just forget about football for a bit.
Well, I hope I can. I don't know if I can, but I hope I can. I live in a space where, unfortunately, my life. Did you know what is nice? I think it's either you or Tavi. You interviewed my uncle, Dr. Chomosono,
Yeah.
and he said, "I don't know if this guy has a bed." So there's your answer. I try. Everyone tells me switch off a little bit, rest a little bit. Yeah, take some time off. Unfortunately, I can't do that. And my mind is always, how do I make the team better? How do I just live. Unfortunately, I live in that space, and that's going to be me for the rest of my life. Let me tell you something, and this is something that I say. My late grandfather, Skarasono. You know how he died. Okay, you do the research. My uncle, he left his wedding, his wife, for a cup final. He said, "I do," and then he rushed to a football match. So who am I to complain of extra hours of sleep and this and that when my late grandfather died because of football? He lost his life. My uncle left his wedding, the most important day of his life. He left it. All he said was, "I do," and he was out. So people say I must sleep, I must rest, I must forget football, I must. Guys, I've got a lot of pressure. I've got a lot of pressure on me, and that pressure is not induced by anybody else except myself, and the legacy of the family that I come from. Unfortunately, that is how it is. And that will be the way it will be for up until I stop coaching.
If you want to know what coach will be doing off season, check out our digital magazine and the songs that he listens to.
We'll be glued. We'll be glued.
That's the press conference.
The platform allows him. Yeah, coach. When it comes to national team, it's my personal choice. Sometimes I don't like discussing clubs,
Yeah.
but when a club has got 10 players
Yeah.
in the national team, it's
Yeah.
difficult not to look at it. I think there was a time when there was a lot of talk about Sundowns and foreigners.
Yeah.
But I was in Cote d'Ivoire, and sometimes TV will not show everything when you're watching on TV, and you could see the influence of the 6 or 7 players who were starting or even played of the Sundowns and how they've changed the national team. How do you reflect on your 10 players going to the AFCON with Bafana?
First, I must congratulate the club because it means that we are recruiting the right talent. And it's the club that does that. It's not me. I don't buy players. So it's the club's players and they belong to the club. So you've got to give a lot of credit to the club. Second, you've got to give credit to the players because there's a lot of similar stories. Tembazwane, the coach had written him off and said he was too old. But he didn't go into the media and make a hoo-ha. He allowed his performances to speak for him. Today, he's one of the most important Bafana players. Sailor Mudau, the coach, was resisting and resisting and resisting and resisting. And what happened? Now Sailor is in the national team. So you, as a coach, me, as a young coach, I look at Hugo Bros and I learn 2 things. The first thing I learn is that you can always change your mind. And wise people change their minds. But it is the performance that needs to speak for you so that you change your mind. And the second thing is loyalty. And you see how loyal Hugo Bruce is. You guys can make all the noise you want, but Nyuko Mobi will be there. You can make all the noise. He's loyal. He's very, very loyal. He's loyal to the players that are loyal to him. And I think modern day society, not just football, but modern day society lacks these soft skills and these values. And you can see he's very old school, Hugo Bros. He says things as they are. And sometimes people don't like it because he's brutally honest. But honesty, loyalty, respect, These are values that modern day society has gone without. They out of the window. In fact, people are surprised when someone is honest. People are surprised when someone is loyal. People are surprised when someone is respectful. In fact, it's crazy how the world is at the moment. It's a very sad state of affairs. That's why when you play for Sundowns, you have to be a good human being first. That's the first discussion we have. We say, are you a good person? And we look at you, we follow you, we check your friends, the influence, and we look behind and we check. Because we don't want bad people in our space.
So Shubs.
Can I take
I think my question, I phrased it. I wanted to include, there's a part of Yaya Toure who is inserting Bafana as favourites,
Yeah.
because of the Sundowns influence. How do you view that?
No, I'm humbled by that. There's a lot of talk about that, and when we, after the AFL, JJ Okocha spoke to me. A very nice guy who I was privileged to meet when I was doing analysis in the studio, and incredible human being. And the words that he said about the team is incredible. You've heard what the Morocco coach speaks about Bafana and the Sundowns players' influence in the Bafana team. These words are not coming from me, but there are people who still doubt this team and still question the level of performance and still talk negative about it. It's okay, guys. You know one thing I've accepted now is that I just allow God to let His will be done. That's it. I've gotten to that point, Daddy. I'm just saying, let God's will be done, because I can't. There are other people who are outside who see this thing and who value it and praise it, and there are people who are emotionally should be attached to it, protected with everything that they have. But yeah, and then you get this type of officiating that you get today. I mean, South African football is in big trouble. But anyway, let me not talk, because I will get into big trouble. So big trouble, big trouble, and big trouble, and big trouble is big trouble.
It's been a long season.
Hello. Coach, just a bit of an expansion from the question that I asked you earlier on in regards to the season that you've had. What's the plan for January? I just want to understand, the regeneration. What exactly are you going to be telling the players? Because I think it's quite important with the work that you guys have put in, playing the game every second or third day. What type of rest are you giving the players? I've also learned somewhere that sleep is important, a lot of water. But just take me through some of the things that you will be telling the players to do.
You are so correct. I'm going to tell them to sleep a lot, and I'm going to tell them to drink lots of water. And then I'm going to tell Terence, enjoy AFCON. Mudau, enjoy AFCON. Mvala, enjoy AFCON. Ronwen, enjoy AFCON. And the pressure that you have to carry as the favorites. I'm going to tell him Shishi, enjoy AFCON. I'm going to tell Rulani Mokwena, enjoy AFCON. I'm going to tell Peter Shalulile, enjoy AFCON. And I'm waiting for the game on the 21st. I've already put it in my diary, and at 10 o'clock kickoff on the 21st. That's one game I can't miss. I'm going to tell Modiba, enjoy AFCON. I'm going to tell Tapelo Morena, enjoy AFCON. I'm going to tell Khuliso Mudau, enjoy AFCON. And then I'm going to tell Lucas Ribeiro, enjoy Brazil. I'm going to tell Gaston Sirino, enjoy Uruguay. I'm going to tell Mendieta, enjoy Argentina. And then I'm going to tell Sipho Mbule, enjoy Pretoria. And if you go home to Bethlehem, I'm going to tell Neo Maema, enjoy Bethlehem. I'm going to tell, there's lots. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell them, enjoy your time off, have fun, rest, and I will see you when I see you. I'm going to tell Rivaldo to enjoy Kakamas. It's a beautiful city. They miss you there. Go enjoy with your family, and that's that.
Coach, I think just as a follow-up to that, what is the plan for that January period? How much of it do you strike? How much of a balance do you strike between the resting, getting the players back, and not having too much rest where they lose the momentum in their legs? What is the plan? Do you know when you guys are going to come back? Are you going to play friendlies and that type of thing? Do you guys have a proper schedule from then to now?
Yeah, we do. there's going to be 3 weeks off, and we will work for 3 weeks when we come back.
From my side, coach, thanks for always making time, being honest, giving your all in the press conference, whether it's one person or 10 people or 20 people. And yeah, thanks as always.
Thank you, and prosperous, happy festive season to all of you and your families. Thank you for being incredible people. May you have an incredible 2024. Great and best wishes to you and your families. May you be safe, lots of prosperity, good health. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit grumpy today, and I didn't give you the best press conference, but this is my mood for the last couple of weeks now. So, but anyway, this is football, and this game of football, sometimes every single day it eats away at my passion for this game. I'm losing slowly. I'm losing my love for this game, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad, because I was born into football, and I look at how this game is going, and I say to myself, maybe I'm not cut out for this game. I'm in a space where I say to myself, maybe I'm not good enough to be a football coach, you know. So yeah, anyway, happy festive season to all of you. God bless you, and all the best.
Thank you, coach.
Yeah, sorry.